Hi, I'm Dr. John Grazel, and today's synopsis for our class on development is on development theories. And this isn't to master any particular development theory, it's to understand a bit the phenomena of development theories. To master any particular one, you have to look at it particularly. But there are lots of development theories. Probably the mother of all is modernization theory, about the world is modernizing and developing countries have to be brought up. That could begin with something as simple as getting them toilets in theory, because they don't have flush toilets. They may have squat toilets. But these are the misconceptions. Then there's balanced growth theory, where it says everything has to be kept in balance. So make sure you do things step by step. Then there's unbalanced growth theory that says look at what's really out of balance in the society and focus on that. Then there's stages of growth, which people said, well, there are incremental stages all societies go through. So figure where they go from the traditional to the transitional to the transformational. Then there are the inefficient market theories, so you concentrate on the economy. There's the big push theory. You put in a lot of money where it'll really make a difference. The Millennium Challenge account sort of works on that theory now. There are development poles theories. Secondary cities are where you want to develop, so they become engines of growth for a region. There are social psychological theories that say, based on people's values and their upbringing, they act differently. And then there are always the dependency theories. Blame it on the old colonial power. I'm not going to discuss the merits of these particularly. What I want to get to is that these theories can be very useless, but they can also be dangerous if they're not used properly. Because theories are like tools. If you have a toolbox and you look at what needs repair and you try to find the right tool, that's fine. But if you keep going around with the hammer and just hammer everything, you're going to break as much as you fix, if not more. So that's one of the things. But then there are other problems about theories that aren't so easy to handle. And what these are is that theories can actually be dangerous. And now, what do I mean by they're dangerous? They can be dangerous because they can, one, get you to only see a piece of the puzzle. So you don't balance the system in reality. You only keep doing the economic part if you're doing economics, and you throw the rest out of balance. Or if you get a grand theory, you can actually try to do too much. We had this with integrated rural development. You try to do everything and it diffuses all your efforts and you end up not accomplishing very much. That's why I particularly say we really want what's called middle range theories. We don't want grand theories that try to do everything. We don't want tiny theories that just focus on the minutia. We want middle range theories. Robert Merton, a famous sociologist, wrote a famous essay on middle range theories. But we basically want those theories that are substantially right for our time and place and useful for accomplishing our purpose. That's what we want. That's why, particularly one that we use in our class, I called Wickham problem theory, that helps us understand problems as systems. Now, whatever we do, what we have to realize is that these theories that normally are development theories are anything but that. They tend to come out of either disciplines or ideologies or the need to justify things that are already decided. So economic theories, political theories, social theories, psychological theories, cultural theories, they tend to go into those disciplines, or it's because you decided to have an economic program that you want an economic justification. There's another, though, really serious problem with theories. If you look at these theories, I put them on a matrix. I say, gee, no matter what type of theory they are, most of them, they come out as either they're about what people have that you have to get rid of, like bad values, or what they don't have and you have to give them, like flush toilets. Or they're about what people can't do and you have to give them the capacity to do it, or about what people do, but you don't like it, like they're corrupt, so we have to stop it. These are all negative inputs. All these theories tend to be negative theories rather than positive theories, rather than theories that say, look, this is what we have, this is what you have, this is what we actually can do. Very few of these theories are opportunity theories. They tend to be negative replacement theories. So that's another thing why I think they're not as good in real practice as it would seem. Then there's yet another problem, and this is a very touchy one. These theories can blind you. We've discussed a lot the importance of empathy. Most of these theories are logic-based theories to help you think things out. They can put empathy blinders on you. So because you think your theory is right, you don't deal with the other consequences. And two examples I give, they come out of economic theory, but economists aren't the only ones that actually do this, are what happened in Chile with the Chicago School of Economics supporting the Pinochet government that overthrew the Allende government, and because the Allende government was a left-wing government. And actually, the Pinochet government did do economic reforms under the Chicago School of Economics that probably has benefited Chile tremendously. At the same time, they killed thousands of people. And if some of those economists who worked for them had their children kidnapped, had their stomachs split open and thrown out of planes, they might not have been so enthusiastic about the economic reforms that the Pinochet government was doing. But they sort of said, that's in another box. Another example is structural adjustment, where dramatic reduction and violent sudden change was advocated. Let's get it over quickly. Let's cut government budgets. Let's get rid of government corporations. Let's fire government employees. Two places this occurred was both in Africa and Russia. In Africa, it resulted in the collapse of the middle class in many countries. The violence and conflict to this day can be traced back to some of these structural reforms that really pulled the carpet out from under the middle class in Africa. In Russia, tremendous suffering by people who were on pensions and tied to the old system that were just basically ignored. And instead, you did such a rapid change that basically you had a group of people that rushed in, and a lot of them became what today is very often called the Russian mafia. Good economics, but nobody cared about the political consequences, the social consequences, or they said it's in somebody else's box. So how do we get around it? Well, one way I get around it is I say to people, let's also be careful that we also consider indigenous development theories. We study one book called Dharma and Development that talks about Sri Lanka and Srirodaya, a very famous NGO that has a very definite Buddhist theory of development in Sri Lanka. But the other one, which if you look at one of our other my other tapes, is what I call Balinese theory of development, where we talk about Bali and how it operates. We can actually, I believe, extract the theory of development. And it's a theory of sustainable development based upon the need to periodically balance things, both locally and globally, and to transform bad into good in order to deal with every situation. Now, that's not only a development theory, that's actually a conflict resolution theory. We live in a world where people demonize what they don't like in order to act against it. In Bali, if you look at the tape, you'll see they believe in demons. And what they say is you have to turn the demon into a god before you can actually deal constructively with it. Pray to it and ask its help. Well, imagine if everybody who had a demonized enemy would say, I'm going to turn them into a god. It would change the dynamics of conflict. And I cite a particular case I know where a Palestinian and an Israeli worked together to form a microcredit NGO in the United States for Palestine. Both of them had suffered loss of family members through the other side's actions. A bomb, a soldier killed somebody. They both had experienced loss, but they saw the common humanity of their loss, and they decided to work together. They were able to do it because they were in America in school rather than in a situation in the Middle East where everybody still demonizes them. So I give that as one example. And the reason it's important is these indigenous theories, like the Balinese theories, not only give you insights into how people think, not only give you a way to deal with the people on their most fundamental principled basis, the Balinese believing in the need to constantly balance good and evil, to have harmonious relations. They can also give you important practical information as well, because these theories, like everything else, tend to have been adapted and adopted over time to the environment in which they are.